like and subscribe. Here again with my good brothers right here. We got another good one for y'all today. 1% of women deserve to get their bills paid. We're going to play this video, but it's also talking about mentally, physically, all around. But 1% of women deserve to get their bills paid. We're going to play this video, and then we're going to get to it.
All right. So just a quick statement to read this. So a woman says a man paying 100% of bills only applies to the extremely beautiful women. A majority of women can't elicit that for men because they're not beautiful enough. When you're an average woman, you have average standards. So without further ado, let's play it.
Attractive women are giving advice to average women about entitlement. Now, in honesty, really beautiful young women can afford to be entitled. Life is easy for them. So that entitlement is reserved for the 1% of women. It's reserved for the hyper beautiful, you really look after themselves. The problem is these women are the ones that we see online the most. Now they're saying this is what you get out of life, don't settle for anything less, make sure you don't do 50-50, blah, blah. That only applies to the 1% of women. Majority of women are average. Majority of women don't get that kind of treatment from men. Majority of women can't elicit that out of men. So when you are taking advice, I'm so sorry to break this to you, looks matter. They really, really matter. So yes, if you're incredibly beautiful and you're stunning, yes, you can be entitled. Unfortunately, men will reward that. But when you're an average looking woman, an average lifestyle, and you're an average person, you have to have average standards. So I think the entitlement, most attractive women standards. So I think the entitlement has to be reserved for the 1% of women, and the average woman, the entitlement won't work for you. Teamwork will work for you. And most people are average. Most women, most men are average. So teamwork works better.
So I'm looking for a unicorn is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. And stop looking for unicorn behavior if you're not a unicorn. And I know I get a lot of stick on this online because they're like, oh, you talk from about attractive women. There's just such a big difference in how men respond to them. It's night and day. So you have to remember when you're taking advice, you have to remember, just like you have to remember your budget price, like money wise, you have to remember your budget looks wise. If you're not incredibly beautiful, it's limited how much submission you can get out of men. If you're hyper beautiful, you'd be shocked at how much men will submit to you. Standards. Attractive women.
You ready? You good?
We good?
Yeah.
Okay. So, what do you guys think of what she's talking about? I actually like her. I
Reserved
love her stuff. I love her
for
information.
the 1% of women. It's reserved
for future references. She's really dope. But I think what she's saying was correct, man. 1% of women really qualify to get, when you talking about all your bills paid, you're talking about your car note, the mortgage, all your bills paid. You just sit back and look pretty. The amount of men who can do that is a small percentage. So you got to figure the men who's able to do that financially, pay all your ladies' bills. What do they want in the woman? And if they can't do that, they're not going to really want average.
I think it's a dangerous slope. I think a lot of women who's the so-called top 1%, of course, they do things to modify their bodies. They're not real. They usually have pounds of makeup and very superficial. They're not like genuinely beautiful people that you will want to just be with and spend time with and know that if my money were to get low, this person will still be with me. I think that if we look back to our parents' generation or grandparents, it was easy for our grandfathers to pay everything and take care of everything. Now we live in a society where a lot of marketing is towards the women. So women are shopping more and they want two people to be out and working so we can spend more. That's really what it is. But it's not uncommon back in the day for the man to pay everything and take care of everything, and a woman takes care of the home. I think that where the issue is that where I agree with her is that there are voices online who tell women that if a man say, let's go 50-50, the women will pass up on those men. That's the problem. That's the women who will be like, or live in a situation where, if a man isn't paying this, you will pass up on a man. That's, I think, the issue. But to say that only 1% of women deserve that, I think is wrong, because if we look back then, it was a lot more common. and not all those women were within the top 1% of beauty.
Economic though, it was easier to do that though.
Yeah, very.
Because of inflation now, it's a lot harder.
But I'm saying, it's not so much just because of inflation, is because the way the marketing is now it's marketed towards women. If you go in a store, it's marketed towards women. You have to fucking go hard to find shit we want as a man, because we usually go in and get out. But women, they pull their attention. They do all this, all the commercials. Everything is for women.
Right.
It's for them to shop, get into debt, get into credit card debt. Hey, guess what? You can pay 0% interest, pay this over 24 months. What you got to do to pay that over 24 months? You got to get a job. The goal is to get more people working in the household. So now it's not so much just because things cost more. We spend more now in a family unit than what we did back then.
But that's an entitlement though. When she wants 100% of her bills paid, that's a sense of entitlement. So what are you doing, or what do you bring for me to pay 100% of your bill? That's the guy's perspective. Like, if you're going to pay 100% of a woman's bills, does she have to have your kids, or what are your requirements if you're going to do that? Like, what would you require?
I just think it's beyond looks, man. I think looks can be... I'm
I'm
not saying it's not important.
Looks is up there.
I'm not saying it's not important. I didn't say that because I don't want no wildebeest linebacker.
You got to be attracted to
Yeah, I got to be attracted to you. And maybe my 1% may not be your 1%. So beauty is an eye of the beholder. So I agree with that. But I also say that, I just think that that's one aspect of it. I think you have to be a good. What if your money fall? Well, what if something happened, the market crash? What if you in the real estate? What if things go upside down and you got to sell off and you back hurt and you got to go work in a factory to get money up? And this woman that you paid everything for, you like, man, I can't pay everything. Now she need to leave you.
Yeah, she a part of the bankruptcy. She got to go.
You got to,
because you got to think, anything you put money in is an asset for real. So, because y'all clearly ain't in it for love. Like that's an asset to me. Like, and for me, like you said, there's only the 1% of women that can get their bills paid. It's probably the same percentage of men that can do that. That can, so if I'm in that 1%, I look at you more of an asset. I don't look at you as like how I would look at somebody. I'm like my mom, not my mom, but like my wife and all that. Do all that wifely duties and all of that stuff. This is just, I hate to say it, but if I was a billionaire and I'm paying my little young thing all her bills and stuff like Shaq did it. Shaq had paid for like a penthouse and all this stuff, and he was married to Shawnee. Yeah, he was married to Shawnee O'Neal, but he was putting this girl up, paying her bills and all that stuff because she just had that work.
But if you
so for me, you like a fucking Lamborghini, like an asset to me.
If you got it,
if I got it like that.
Got it. But what if you just like 6 figures or something?
Well, there's levels. I don't have to pay all your bills, but shit, but
Is that realistic though for just like average people, even if you make it good, to expect someone to pay all your bills?
That's not realistic.
Exactly. That's not realistic. I feel like it's this topic today, this one is rooted in so many different areas because like you were talking about back in the day, granddad, grandparents, we know granddad brought the check home, mom took care of the house.
To his wife.
But the thing of it is right, to his wife. But then after that period, there was that period of the crack era where the black man disappeared out of the home. So it was left on the woman. So then that's where things started to kind of switch around and women had to go out to the workforce. Because for a long time, that wasn't the American dream. It was the man that was in the forefront of that. But somewhere along the lines, the man, especially the black man, got snatched out the household. Then that left black woman to fend for her and all the babies. Right. So then it goes from having one family vehicle to now she has a vehicle too. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I just feel like, with that 1%, like we're talking about, me personally, man, you got to be bad. Like, I mean, stupid. I'll be honest because the examples, examples that I'm gonna tell you.
Mentally, she got to get on your program to be submissive too. Like,
if you paying all her bills,
but at some point, even if she's not submissive, even if she's just smart, she gonna say, "All right, I'm gonna act the part because
I'm gonna act.
I'm gonna act
the
part."
Might not really be submissive, but she gonna be.
While you at work doing you, she might be out the house clowning. But majority of the scenarios we see like that. That lady bad, and then Buddy balling. That's Buddy balling, man.
That stays up there in that.
Yeah, like
that ain't down here.
Like you don't see like Kim Kardashian dating a gas station worker or something like that. That's not gonna happen. You're not gonna see that.
I mean, the old girl didn't want to date the dude that worked at McDonald's.
Old girl didn't want to go half on the
She
bill.
didn't want to do nothing with
And
dude.
that's what I'm saying. I think it's-
Well, the message. I mean, I agree with her. I agree with her message. The message is towards most. I would say all women who adopt these ideals from these women who are like top echelon.
Exactly.
The women that just like you never see them off. They could wake up and just be like, damn. Like,
and that dating advice is not for those kind of women,
not
though.
for average women.
And that's what we need to really have the understanding of.
Right there.
That's this. I'm not talking to you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. Like,
exactly. Thank you.
You know, I'm not talking to you.
But
Like
these
that-
average women are taking on those ideas.
exactly because it's
And you know what makes them think they're not average? Is social media, it's likes, it's attention,
Likes,
validation.
all
but
They
not-
think
but-
that they up here. But
not only that. I want to add to that. It's also one of the things that we kind of started off with. It's the simps that's in the DMs and that's being thirst
They make it
balls.
worse.
That's making them feel like, ooh, hey, I'm her.
bro.
And then you like,
Facts,
then you run
bro.
into guys like us, and we like, man, you're not her. Bye.
Right, like
you know what? It's technology that makes the simps be able to access and message them. Before it was,
You had to have a
Instagram and all that,
mouthpiece.
The simps
You had to have a
could not
mouth-
go
no,
in your
you didn't.
inbox and give you compliments
I like
because
it.
this technology
that
didn't
one.
exist.
I like
The simps
that
can
one.
only
Yes.
simp in their neighborhood.
Yes.
Now the simps, you can have a simp from Mississippi or California,
Yeah.
just because you posted something there in your inbox.
Yep.
The simps is nationwide.
Now he's flying you
Nationwide
out to Mississippi.
Exactly.
Yes, I agree
bro.
with that.
They done expanded their net, bro.
But these women, I mean, even I would say women now who are, let's just say, solid 8s or whatever, who or the OnlyFans generation. These women now are making so much money, dude. And I mean, and they look like normal chicks, bro.
Yeah.
They're like, I mean, chicks, you go and game, but it'd be like Steve said, they have access to these dudes who probably never seen a woman look like that, who probably couldn't get access to a woman like that. And they gas them up so much to where, like, if a guy like us talked to him, like, we could have got you normally just fine, but now you so gassed up thinking you up here, like you could get pull a billionaire, but you really can't. Like you really
Right.
for some average men, like,
Right.
but you got these simp lords who put
like
you on
that,
this
simp
pedestal
lords.
to the level to where if a man say, hey, you know, man, I'm trying to build this, like Steve said in the past, we can go half on this, or we can do this, or I need, or whatever, and they just be like, nah, you need to pay everything, you need to do this, give me your card, I'm gonna go spend everything. Like, bro, you got like fucked up,
Hey,
bro.
you know what's
She
crazy?
right. That's that 1% that can get that off.
Yeah, like the daughter from Bernie Mac. Y'all know she had
She on OnlyFans?
on OnlyFans.
Yeah.
She wild.
What's her name?
I forget something Winbush. It's something
What was
Winbush.
her name on the show?
It don't matter. It's
I
the
don't- I
brown
forget her
skin.
name.
It's the brown.
It was
Yeah,
the dark,
only
dark,
you know
dark
who it
skin.
is.
It was
Nessa.
Nessa. Yeah, it was a daughter, the young man, and then Nessa was the older sister. But
Yeah.
that tripped me out too because it's like you're not an A-list anymore, you know. And I was just listening to her talk, and you still can tell that she still tries to have some of that it still. No, you don't even have it left. The I or the T. Like you went from being like
Gone.
I mean, Bernie Mac's TV show was in everybody's household.
Yeah.
You know, to now OnlyFans is like, it's for us guys like us. That's the opposite. Like you went from being a A-list child celebrity to pretty much a bum.
But that was it. It was a child. After that, she didn't do anything, man.
Yeah,
But what does it matter when you have OnlyFans that
And she's
puts
still
her back
balling.
on? You still balling.
Yes.
I mean, these women are making so much money, like hand over fist. How much they're making because these
This girl's
simp
here
lords are
dating.
just like, oh man, you so bad. The girls around my town, they probably, I don't know, linebackers, but you, oh my lord, you know,
Linebacker.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Hey, you know what's
my
crazy?
my dad used to say this term. He used to say when picking a woman, he used to say, look at their mama, right?
Yep.
He said, look at their mama. Their mama big, they probably gonna be big.
Yep.
And he used to say, you know, some women out here are waiting to exhale. Like as soon as they get married, and they just blow up, you know. And so I just always had in my mind that I just something I was never interested to. Now that's not fat shaming, it's not anything, but we live in a society now where it's just like everything is just off the rails. You see where the I think it was in Alabama, the heavyset woman won the pageant.
I seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like
That's an agenda.
So is that a inclusion thing?
Yes.
Or
Absolutely.
is that a legit
Inclusion. How can
you
it be
won because historically
Nah, come
Ain't
on.
no big breezy
That's
winning no.
inclusion.
Yeah,
them
but
kind
those are the
of
1%.
pageants.
But those are the 1% women that normally win those.
Yeah.
But now you have certain women, and it's not shaming them. It's not saying you're not beautiful or that there's not a
You
man
are,
out there
but this
for
is
you.
not the pageant for you.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is
What
just
pageant should she
but just
be?
The big
imagine.
body pageant.
But if she's winning that, and then she
Big
go
back.
home, or she's on them dating websites, and she got a profile saying, "I won't date you. I won't do anything."
Oh
I
man.
mean, you know,
Woo.
my friend used to tell me that women that say that be the main ones who give it up. But digress.
Facts.
But they will have all these standards. They will have all these standards, and it's just like, man, you don't even look that like, and they be in their 20s and 30s and 40s, and it's just like, I always think to my head, there's a reason why you're single. There's a reason. It could be good or bad, but there's still a reason. And if you were that top 1% where you can call it, you would be in a relationship. A dude would be like, man, I'm gonna put up with that. I want you to have all my kids. I'm gonna be with you. I will work on your attitude, whatever. But I just think that there's so many talking faces now that tell women to say, oh, don't settle for a man that's willing to pay half. Don't settle for a man that's working at McDonald's. Don't settle for a man. It's just like,
Right.
we need to quit these messages. Like, that's why I was trying to say superficial. It's not all about looks. You know, now, I mean, of course you want to be attracted to the person, but I could be so attracted to you, but if you open your mouth and you sound stupid,
It's
we
over.
can't talk about nothing intellectual. I can't talk about my plans. I can't do anything that's gonna build. If we got kids together and I feel like you're stupid and my kid's gonna be stupid, I don't want that.
Yeah.
It's
Man.
much more important than just beauty, because there's a lot of beautiful people who are very,
Hey.
very stupid.
I have a question, real quick, Steve, and I want y'all all to just elaborate on this
Mm-hmm.
this question. What is the new American dream?
I've elected out of the American dream a long time
Yeah, I
ago.
think
Yeah, I mean,
You got to make your
because
own American.
you gotta-
dream.
no,
Yeah.
but because I mean, I'm just saying it was once a standard.
It was.
Picket
It-
fence.
yeah, it was
house,
once a
kids,
house.
and a wife.
Big
Yeah,
house,
family.
picket fence.
Yeah, family.
Retire at
You know,
60
family,
something.
right?
Yeah, that
It was
my
once
dream.
a standard.
Yeah.
So my thing is, like, you get with a female, you know, and we talking about those 1% that can get everything squared away, paid for. But what else is the standard with that? Like, I'm doing all of this for just beauty. Is it some good loving that come along with it, or what? Like, what's the standard with that?
You said that's what I was about to say. I think even if you doing good, me and Will talked about this. Like, if you making good money and you improving yourself, it's gonna be more of not so much beauty, but the other intangibles, like her personality, what she's really about, what's on the inside. Because there's a lot of beautiful women out here, dog. Like, if you on your shit, you're gonna run into them. You're gonna be able to get with them. But it's like the one you gonna keep. What else besides that? We was like, I'd rather take a 7 or an 8 than a 10 or a 9. Because a 9 or 10 is just all superficial, dog. She just want to post up. She just want attention. But for us, like, especially when you get older, man, it's like, are you gonna be my piece? Like, how can you help me? What
How are you going to fend off
What is
all
your what is your
energy
contribution?
and attention? And that's what I was saying, superficial. I think the amount of money you have to be making is like what you said earlier, like that Shaq money or whatever, like that those millions, to the point where you could have one on every block.
Yeah, it doesn't
right.
even
But
matter.
even that,
Put them
though,
in houses and
him and Shawnee got a divorce. And even that, Shaq was making that big dog money back. Even Orlando, he was had killer contracts back then, and the Reebok gym shoe was on fire, and he still ended up divorced.
He spoke about it too.
You know, so it's kind of like, again, what's going to be the standard with this? What's my end goal with this?
because we focus so much on the things that we it's how you weigh things, right?
Yeah.
We weigh beauty so much to where these young women now, and that's why I say I hate when you look online, some of these women who get the fake butts, the fake
Yeah.
this, all
Social
this stuff.
media.
Like, I usually like looking back at women in the 90s because they looked so beautiful.
Different, yeah.
They just looked normal. They were slim. They just beautiful. Their hair was fine. That you didn't see the gargantuan booties and the BBLs and all this stuff. Like, now it's these young women are so focused on the things that don't matter, and it's I think it's running for a free fall, just running off the cliff. If you're a young person and you're out here in the dating world, it's nothing wrong if you want to get with that woman who didn't go get a BBL. If she's beautiful to you, don't focus on that stuff. Because if you look at them BBLs in like 10 years, it looks horrible.
Like
or
a rectangle back.
Yeah, or they, just the thighs don't match. They don't work out. I've seen women who work out and look just fine and look normal. So
Two
it's
suckers.
Yeah, it's just to me we live in a superficial society. So like, as Derek said, what is the standard? What's the goal now? We weigh on things that's not important. So young ladies are just like, oh, I need to be this. I need to put on this makeup. I need to go get my butt bigger. I need to do all this. I need to take fat out. Like, come on, man.
So even those ladies that do that, ma'am, what's your end goal? What is right? But my thing is this though. You got your body redone, but what is your end goal? Because if you got your body redone to get a dude, okay, what kind of dude? You want a street dude? You want a corporate dude? Because most of the dudes that you think you want are not for you. They'll never be for you because they're not looking for you.
Yeah.
And women, they gotta stop lying to yourselves too, for one. Because if you sit there and like what Drew just said, you're getting the BBLs, you're getting the fat transfers, you're getting the lip injections, you're getting the Botox. Look in the mirror and say, because if you ask them, they'll say, "Oh, I'm doing this for me." That's a lie. If men didn't give a damn, if men didn't like fat asses, say men did not like fat ass, how many BBLs you think would be out here? None. So stop saying that you're going to get this stuff done for yourself.
That's
because you're not.
Right.
You're getting this stuff done because you want the attention.
You want to meet the standard.
You want to meet a standard, and you want to get as high up on the ranks as you can of a high value man. It may not be the top 1%, it could be a top 20%, it could be a whatever. You want to get it, but that's going to get you up there.
Yep.
And that's the only reason you're doing it.
That BBL, you want to turn on investment.
You want to ROI.
Yeah.
I don't want.
You
average.
want the
I
ROI.
didn't get a BBL for the average.
Yeah.
I got the BBL for it.
You got a BBL for a dude that work at McDonald's.
Get,
no, that's not
it's
true.
somebody's eye you trying to catch. And ladies, don't get it misconstrued. We are not condemning BBLs. We're not condemning body enhancements, facial enhancements.
Hold
on, y'all.
He's standing on his own.
As a tap cast. No, listen to what I'm saying, y'all. Because what the message I don't want to send is we're condemning those who choose to enhance themselves. Because that's not what because some of them don't go overboard with it. Some of them do enhance themselves, and it's like
if they're doing it for themselves.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
That's my point.
Yeah. So, but I don't want the listener to only hear a certain piece.
Do it for yourself.
Yeah, if you're doing it for yourself, because it's like, you know what, I do want a little bit more breast or a little bit more butt, and it looks good. We're all for that. But when you are going from literally a size 6, or to a size 6 waist, to a size 12 waist with hips and ass, and you look like a fucking hippo with a small waist, like, no, that's not what we want, because you're doing that to gain attention. So it is a difference. So that's why I said we're not condemning body enhancement. But when you go overboard and you're doing it to gain the attention of this certain class man or this certain class group of women, what's your end goal?
Well, I feel like all of it, no matter what level, is to gain attention. All of it.
I think so.
I feel like all of it is in some way, shape, or form is to gain. To gain attention.
I can agree.
I'm just saying, don't hide behind the fact of doing it for yourself. Like, I'm doing this for me.
Yeah.
No, I think be real.
Because you know what, I'll say this.
Because you wouldn't do it. You wouldn't go under the knife if you were if the whatever you're looking for didn't like it.
I would say myself. There's surgeries you can get taller, right?
Yes, I've been seeing that knee surgery and stuff. Yes.
So if I went and did that now, because I said I wanted to for myself, but for 38
they
years
wouldn't
of this
believe
planet, I didn't do it. But now I want to do it. If I'm walking around 6'3", bro, I'm gonna have a whole different demeanor, my dog. And that's how they do. Once they get that done.
Oh yeah, now I'm untouchable.
Yeah, bro, you think
I'm untouchable?
You think if I'm like 6'3", 6'4"?
But I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't see a guy doing that because I'm taller. Like
most don't.
But
like,
some do. I'm taller.
But most don't. Most of us are comfortable how we are, and it's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
But women, I think it's just difference because with social media, it's just more pressure on them, I think, as far as getting a body done and this and that. But it's not for real dudes. We don't be pressuring them. It's not average dudes.
No.
But it's so many, and some dudes do it. I mean, if you see them when they take PEDs and steroids and they take all the stuff and they're like, man, I got the dream body in like 3 months.
But I think dudes really do it for themselves, though.
I'm talking about dudes, yeah.
I think guys really do it for themselves.
But that is.
But I'm saying, but I say regardless if you do it for yourself or do it for not, I think that the angle I want to come at it is that there are people who are watching who may not realize that this isn't real. In order for me to, maybe your genetics won't give you that huge,
still give
but
you what you're looking for.
it won't give you the huge breasts. You won't do all that, but there's things you could do to make yourself more beautiful, more
Work out,
handsome.
eat right,
work out, eat
drink
right,
water.
and do. You know what I'm saying? Like there's things that maybe like you said. I'm 5'9", I'm pretty short. Like I think Will's the tallest one in here, but if a woman say, well, I'm not in the man who's below 6 foot, I'm just not the man for
Well,
you.
we average height.
But how
I
tall
get-
is she though?
You know what I mean?
But I get where average
Right,
height. But what
probably
I'm saying
4'2".
is that
Yeah, but how tall is she though?
Yeah.
She probably
But-
short as hell.
Yeah,
But-
but,
but-
I'm saying, so that's a preference. Like,
But
okay.
what I'm saying is there are women who will say that. Like,
Right.
Like, hey, I'm not into a man who ain't over 6 feet. Like,
Oh, cool.
You know what I'm saying? Or I don't want a light skin man.
I'm not
I
into
want a brown
midgets.
skin man or whatever. And to me, it's just I realize that there's so many people on this world that to get that caught up to where I will go under the knife and change myself to accommodate for this percentage of people
Right.
who still may leave me for something else.
That
There's
part,
somebody
yeah.
who's going to love me for who I am, for what I bring to the table. And I think that's more genuine. Those are relationships that I think needs to be
drink
talked
it.
about more.
But that's my point. But I
that's
said,
my-
are you
that's my
doing it for
disclaimer.
yourself or
So
not?
people don't
That was
understand,
my
yes.
point of it.
Okay.
If you're doing it for yourself, like this is making me feel better.
Right.
Like this has been bothering me. This is something I want to get done. Like 'cause I've seen women that ain't got no lip.
Yeah.
None
And
at
they
all.
want a little something.
And they just want a little.
I
just
think
a
how
little-
you feel
little
is a
part, yeah.
dangerous slope because people feel
You know,
they're something else and go get stuff done.
but I mean, it's
Right.
dangerous if you hide behind the fact of saying you're doing it for yourself.
Yeah.
But
No,
you're
no,
doing it
people
for
do
all
it
the
for them.
millions of things that you're
but
seeing
people
out
do
there.
stuff for themselves.
That's how they end up looking like.
Listen to the words and read between the lines because I want to be careful what I say.
Please.
People do stuff. Let's say I say I'm a lion, and I say I go get stuff done to make myself into a lion
Okay.
because I feel like I'm a lion. At the end of the day, I am not a lion. Just because you feel a certain way doesn't make it right. Is what I'm saying. Because if you feel like, oh, I'm doing this because I feel better, I think that we just need to get across. Like, man, you're not. If you a 5'6" guy, and you turn around next year, you 6'2", you're not a 6'2" guy. You're not a 6'2". You're not that guy. You know what I'm saying? Your arms look short. You look more weird
You
now.
look more, yeah. And
There's a woman out there who will be just fine with you being 5'6".
a very small percentage.
I've seen.
That's a
I've
small-
seen.
That's
I've-
small.
Right,
Oh,
but-
like,
But it's out
see,
there.
But that's the thing though. Like,
It's out there.
listen, we customize everything. So at the end of the day, you customizing your body is no different, and that's something that we gotta that pick and choose world that we live in. Like, if a female, like you said, you use the lips, don't want paper thin lips and just want a little something.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It becomes a problem when it goes overboard and you go from paper thin to just Steve Harvey, just Respucia lips, like, whoo.
Yeah.
Then that's a problem because it's like, yo, you look goofy now.
so
It don't even look natural no more.
here's the question though: if she's getting the outcome that she wants in life, then why would she get any kind of enhancement? If she's really getting the dude she wants, the outcome and attention that she wants in life already, what's the point?
So
Only the ones who's
It's
not.
It's not for
getting
them. It's
okay,
yeah.
but,
So
but let
That's-
me hit you with
that's
this
real,
then.
though.
Okay, so let's take a chick in a body. I know plenty of chicks like Kathy Drayton. Kathy Drayton works out. My cousin Tiffany Bennett works out. They bodies is snatched. Think of it as this now. Could you add work to a worked out body? Yes, you can. But there are women out there also that genuinely work out and bodies is snatched. And they doing the same thing. And then some of these women are going to do the same thing, get a BBL. But you look just like this chick, but she works out though.
But
So
if
her
you-
body is
Facts.
enhanced.
But if you get your body snatched after that process, you don't think it's a little entitlement to where now I look better than I was, so now I deserve better.
So to be honest, you have those people that, damn, I ate right, I worked out, I just didn't get the result I wanted. So, now, okay, I'm going to the knife for this piece.
Yeah.
But 90% of this work is all me.
Right.
This 10%, I got my boobs lifted a little bit. So that's that 10%. But the other 90% is all her.
Got
I'm
you.
okay with that. You see what I'm
Got
saying?
you.
That's what I mean. I don't want to condemn that
Got
because
you.
I'm okay with that because you put the work in. It was just,
you're like,
you know.
Gotcha. Hey, gentlemen, this has been an interesting conversation, man. I think we really hit the nail on the head with this one. Let's close this out with quick thoughts, and we're gonna close this one out. I think I'm standing on what I said from the beginning. More realistically, you're gonna go 50-50. You're not really about to get a guy who's gonna pay all your bills, especially if you average. And if you disagree with that, then oh well, life will humble you.
Yeah, life is the best teacher.
It's these standards and some of these things that we see are for certain caliber of women. Some of the ways of life and walks of life are for certain type of people. They're not for everybody. So some of you women that are sitting around listening to these women that are up here and they are blessed to have somebody that's on their level, that ain't for you. That's for women that are like them. Now, if you want to get there, talk to somebody who can put you on a path to getting there. But they've arrived already. You haven't. So
It was
stop.
born that way.
What you got, Will?
Man, a point I got to make is yes, there's the 1%ers, but like, the Coach D's point, this is more for the average women. A lot of y'all scream independence, equality, want to be on the same level as a man, want equal pay, want this and that, but in the same breath, you want to have all your bills paid. But I'm like, as a man, like, we're hearing this stuff.
Make it make sense.
Please make it make sense. Because, like, as a man, I'm sitting here and you screaming independent this, independent that, independent this, but then had your hand out for your rent. Like this. You got your hand out for your rent and for your car notes and stuff. I mean, like, what you got to pick. So that's going to make you humble yourself because when you like, I don't really got what them 1%ers have. I feel like that's what, life is the biggest teacher. So for me, just kind of, you got to choose your battles wisely because, man, we pay attention to that. Like, we look for that whole independent, we this, we that. I don't need a man for nothing. I see them post all the time. Men are only good for this and this and that. But then at the same time, you looking for a man to be a provider, protector, this, that, and pay all your bills. So just choose your battles wisely.
Well, I think just echoing what the guys say, the 1%, however percent, I think that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. If you're the type of dude making billions or millions, man, the way you're thinking, the way you're picking women is totally different than how we even can think about it right now. So the things I'm talking about, superficial and all that, you may want a superficial woman. Like,
Right.
you know what you here for.
Yeah.
When you step out this car, you look immaculate. You look good. You make me look good. Everything you put on. So I just think that we need to be careful when we say the word average. There's nothing wrong with average. And there are outliers. Like LeBron James is an outlier. That's why there's only very few people who go into the NBA because they're outliers. Where you may be well at maybe something totally different. If you're not a tall dude, if you're not making millions of dollars or something, don't let it beat you down. Because I've seen a dude who could be 5'6" to be making millions. Now you look better than the 7-foot dude sitting on the corner that's broke. So make more money. Elon Musk said that it was something funny he said, and it could have been fake, but it was basically like, make more money. If you really want to solve a lot of problems, make more money. They said money don't fix anything, but I fail to believe. But without money, you can't fix shit. So
Money fix everything.
Fix most things.
yeah, money fixes most things. So, hey, if you guys find enjoyment in our content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Really appreciate it. We weren't on 2 weeks ago. It was Father's Day. We was chilling. We had a good time. I did a little something with my daughter, but man, we chilled. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. You guys have a happy 4th of July. Be safe. Don't be killing each other with the fireworks. We don't want to, whatever you guys do and the crazy stories, we're going to talk about it. Just letting you know. So until next time, guys.